Well, Reverend Amos Rice and for signature from the famous Board of Education. We can go Democrat and the famous message. Central News. Accurate. WIM tells you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hotel Orloff here in scenic rural Retreat, Virginia. It's December 21st, 2024, the longest day of the year, the winter solstice. We've got druids and pagans and other idiots gathering around Stonehenge as we speak. And it is, I just wrote it down so I can tell you. We have 2,591,730 seconds until the inauguration of the 47th president, President Donald J. Trump. That's 719 hours, and that's 29 days for you nerds that still think in days and not seconds. All the cool people count in seconds till the return of one of the greatest presidents in the history of all time. Today, I was doing a live stream earlier, but I took a few hours off to eat breakfast with my wife and hang out, and we're going to watch this new Joker movie that's apparently on cable or whatever you call it now, streaming. But honestly, neither of us, we both have heard how terrible it is, but we're going to watch it anyway. And I don't know, we started watching something else. They were talking about how Jesus was really born September 11th in 3 AD, which is why they say that they do bad things on September 11th, because they really know when, the evil people, they want to mess up. And then, Jesus, well, we know it doesn't say in the Bible when Christ was born. And I've heard some people think it's in the spring, and I've heard the September 11th thing too. But it's all right, even though December 25th, you're really probably celebrating the winter solstice and all that. And it's got roots in paganism and Norse mythology, the Norse religion, whatever. We know that. But if you still keep Christ in your heart, and, most people don't know about all that. They just accept, oh, yeah, Christ was born on December 25th and everything's, then, I don't know if there's really a great deal of harm in that. Who knows? Let's ask Mr. Shock Monster. Mr. Shock Monster, should Christians celebrate Christmas on December 25th? I don't think so. Yeah, well, he's a Grinch. Yeah. What can I do with his hair, man? His hair looks like this guy I knew in high school, man. I got to look at that drawing, the original drawing of the Shock Monster. Maybe his hair should be more wild and more crazy. Maybe. What do you think? This will become a hairstyling show. Man, his hair is really. Ugh. Oh, wait, he's got more hair in the back. Maybe it should come around. That's maybe the problem. Yeah, we need the hair to kind of frame the face, right? Yeah, that looks better already, man. It makes his face look less fat. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? How do you guys style the hair of your Shock Monster? Well, today is going to be a working show. I'm going to be doing a lot of work up in the attic, the comic book room, and in the basement, and all over the place, man. Ooh. The hair covers this wonderful part of his face. Oh, boy.
I am so pleased to see you could make it. Come, we are expecting you for dinner.
My goodness. He seems to be working this morning.
I am so pleased to see.
I'm so pleased to see that Christmas is almost as here, is what he's trying to say. Come on, bastard.
Greetings. My name is Edward. And me.
Bah! You bastard. Duh! Why aren't you? What's wrong with you, man? Perhaps this needs to be over this way. What do you, I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna get a copyright claim for this music, man. Shit. Come on, man. Why do you play copywritten music on the radio? WIL 1430 radio. Wonderful WIL's getting me in trouble with the copyright police. Oh. Well, I just had some pumpkin pie, so I may puke here live. Okay. This is the hand to my original Allosaurus model kit from second grade. I need to take, no, this is not a hand, it's a foot. It's a foot. I need to take that downstairs. And I just, when going through a big stack of papers, I found one of the support beams for the Planet of the Apes treehouse. I need to take that downstairs as well, because I'm about to go downstairs and vacuum the carpet. This is, those of you that grew up in the 70s might remember this. So I got to take that upstairs, downstairs as well. Okay. Boy, there's a lot of people watching this morning. A lot of people, man. Well, I want to hear the music, man. Boy. Did I just take the chances of a copyright claim, or probably not? I'll just turn it down a little bit, I guess. What are you barking at, Mr. Drew the dog? Barking at something. Perhaps the mailman is here. Or it could be the female man. I don't know. If it's a, it might be, if it's a, could be the female man. If the female mailman, or I should say, female man, that's, you have to be Democrat. Oh, never mind. Okay, I guess I need a coat. It might be 19 degrees outside. Do you realize that this is an air check I'm listening to, and it's from 1960, November 6, 1964, WIL St. Louis, and in the entire it was put up 5 days ago on YouTube. Retro Radio Joe put it up. It's only had 185 views, and What is there, 6, 7 billion people on the planet Earth, and only 185 have listened to this 1964 radio broadcast? That's pretty shocking, isn't it? But then only 45 people have watched my live stream this morning, where you got to see me eat breakfast and put a light on a Christmas tree. That's about all I was able to do. Yeah. Where's my sunglasses? I've got to get some water, ladies and gentlemen, because we're out of water. What was that Mel Gibson movie where, not to ruin the movie, but I'll run it, they find out at the end that water is what kills all the aliens? Forget what it was called. There's my sunglasses. And then there's a store that's going out of business. Today's their last day. It's a hoity-toity kind of food store, and everything's half off. So I'm supposed to go there too. So I'll probably do that as well. It's a shame that when a source of food is going under in your town, oh man, some a-hole knocked a branch out of the tree. Who could have done that? Okay. Ooh, there's a little cat out there, man. Look at that little black wild cat. I wonder if he has an owner. He's running, man. Probably a feral cat. Yeah, he's off like a shot. Says, what does that say? Charlie Chase. Hi, Charlie from England. Hello there. I thought that said climate change at first. I thought, who's watching my show whose name is Climate Change? I met a person whose name was Climate Change once. Actually, I didn't, but I thought that would be funny to say that. All right. I guess I should go to that place because they might sell out of pumpkin pies that are half off.
This is North All Hazards Weather Radio Station KXI 65 at Lenox, Iowa, transmitting on 162.45 megahertz. This broadcast originates from the National Weather Service at Des Moines, Iowa. The current time is 11:19 a.m. Central Standard Time. Now for the official National Weather Service forecast for Corning,
25 degrees.
South Air, surrounding locations west of today, partly sunny. Highs around 30. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Lows in the lower 20s. To 20 miles an hour with gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Sunday night, mostly cloudy. Not as cool as lows in the lower 30s. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Monday, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-40s. West wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Monday night, partly cloudy until midnight. then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows in the
Boy,
mid-20s. Tuesday, mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming partly sunny. Highs in the lower 40s.
how about
Tuesday
that?
night, mostly cloudy. Lows in the upper 20s. Christmas Day, mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming partly sunny. Highs in the lower 40s. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy. Chance of rain.
I'll be back. Had some pork tamales. But there was hardly anything left in the place, man, unfortunately. What are these humans saying? Uh-oh. Oh, man. My wife says, have a day, all of you. I won't be able to listen because I have to work. Yeah. Is this live or a rerun episode? That's because my life is like Groundhog Day. Yeah. Every episode is live. Just got my first Christmas card. It's the Munsters, says Charlie. That's great. Happy holiday, where you are. And my wife says he went into the little market in the town square. He will be back. Charlie says, Grout Orloff. I'm big the Munster fan. By water, please. I think I think you were on last week, Charlie Clark. Uh, I thought you were Zork, but you're not. Uh, I'm always a little leery of people. All right. Life has made me wary of strangers.
To 30 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh. So busy out here, man. It's good music, but it'll probably give me a copyright claim.
An hour. Monday night, partly cloudy until midnight.
All right.
Becoming mostly cloudy.
Now I
Lows
get
in the
some
mid
water
40s.
at the
Tuesday, mostly
supermarket.
cloudy in the morning, then becoming partly sunny. Highs in the lower 40s.
Yes,
Tuesday night,
indeed. Yes,
mostly cloudy.
indeed.
Lows in the upper
Wednesday's
20s.
going to be Veterans Day, so we're
Mostly
stocking
cloudy
up,
in the
man.
morning, then becoming partly sunny. Highs in the lower 40s. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of rain after midnight. Near steady temperature in the mid 30s. Chance of rain.
Oh my God.
Thursday, mostly cloudy with a 20% chance of rain. Highs in the mid 40s. Thursday night, cloudy with a 20% chance of rain. Near steady temperature in the upper 30s. Friday, mostly cloudy
How
with
many
a
water should I
20%
get
chance
this
of
tree?
rain. Highs in the upper 40s. Again, the forecast for Corning, Bedford,
I don't know
Mount
if I should
Ayr,
stock
and
up on
surrounding
water in case the
locations for
drones
the rest of
attack
the
and
day.
knock out the internet and all of the electricity. Okay, you can't tell, man. Buy water, please. Ellie Clark says, what is your favorite comic? I got Batman t-shirt. Oh my gosh. Charlie Clark. You're a Christmas card. I will be back. Okay, I'm done with the chores. What are these people saying down here, man? Okay, I need back. I go get drinks. Says Charlie Clark. Okay, right. Okay, Zork. How you doing, Zork? All right. Well,
KXI 65 at Lenox, Iowa. Transmitting on 162. No credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account. Any bill credits, pay after by zero. See details.
well.
Former CIA officer Jason Hansen here.
I hope that
I've seen firsthand how fast
all of you working retail have a wonderful day today. Selling
buying power. It's time to take action.
to
For me, that means gold. And for gold, I exclusively trust Advantage Gold. I urge you to do the same. Call them now at 800 900
You know something I haven't mentioned
gold guy
in a while is Donald Trump.
owning precious metals. Again, call 800 900 8000 today.
I was told yesterday that I just stopped mentioning Donald Trump as much. It's like, can you do a show without mentioning Donald Trump? And I said, no, I don't think that's possible. And he said, that's why you're not getting more subscribers. Well, honestly, that's why I want to keep mentioning Donald Trump. Because if everybody that's stupid enough to have voted for Kamala Harris unsubscribes, then I'll be a lot happier. I don't, yes, partly I'm trying to purge, like people induce vomiting. That's what I'm trying to do is get rid of the poison. These people that watch that pretend like they can't speak English and stuff. Uh, they unsubscribe and we're a lot happier in our new golden age. Yes. So, well, this is what I hate about bottled water. I've got a water purifier, so maybe I won't have to keep making these water runs. It's carting the water back into the hotel. That's
KWMT.
all right. I gotta go. I got some dog food for Drew the dog. She'll love this food I got her. And then I bring where did I put the tamales, man? Oh, these are the tamales. Oh, I must have put the dog food in the back. Oh, that's right. Okay, the tamales I'm gonna put in the freezer. We're gonna have tamales for Veterans Day on Wednesday. I'm in Columbus Day. Whatever holiday it's called. Okay. Let's check the mail again. Oh, that's right. Ipecac is something that makes you vomit, right? Is that what he's saying? Yes, I think so. You are the video version of syrup of Ipecac. I've never had that. Is it go well on pancakes? Um, delicious on waffles too. Oh, excellent. Can I get it at the supermarket? 'Cause, man, the supermarket says it's voted number one grocery store in the U.S., according to USA Today. Of course, USA Today is a bunch of bullshit, right? We found that out from the Donald Trump campaign, right? Didn't they have a bunch of lies? So it may not be true. Oh, well, all I've got is dog food, Mr. Shock Monster. Fire says fake news. I think I forgot to unplug the Shock Monster. Okay, we got to go to the garage. That's the only refrigerator that. Take two. That's the only refrigerator that has room in the freezer. I've got to talk more clearly, ladies and gentlemen. Well, welcome back to the Hotel Orloff. We're 37 minutes in, and we haven't shown a single comic book. Boy, that sounds familiar. Let's see. But we don't leave comic books here, man. Comic books for little baby, little cry babies, man. We don't. We're grown men. Don't read these little comic books for these little children. Yes, indeed. Pork tamales. There's probably going to be someone in the chat named Pork Tamales pretty soon, right? Oh, there's a letter in the mailbox that's not supposed to have anything put into it. Oh, it's going to be a water bill. Watch. Well, it's not going to be a Christmas card, of course. I've gotten 3 Christmas cards. That's 3 Christmas cards and 1 water bill. Drew the dog, is this a water bill? What do you think, man? It is indeed. $176.03 for water and trash. It's very high. Yes, I know. We don't use that much water, honestly. It's high because they have high bills to keep evil people out of the town. I think that could be the truth, but it may also be a complete lie. Okay, good song, but it's gonna give me a copyright claim. So if you just heard some silence there, that's because I had to edit that song out. Okay. Could would if someone watching could be my clock person, if you would just type into Google inauguration countdown clock, because from time to time I don't like having to switch back and forth and ask how many seconds is it till the inauguration of the 47th president Donald J. Trump. I want to just have someone in the chat tell me. So who would like to take on that appointed job? All you got to do is type in a number. I'm going to say, how many hours are there? And then you need to tell me. Raise your hand, please, ladies and gentlemen, if you could do that. Well, I think I have a new ornament for the tree. I think it's an air freshener, but air fresheners make wonderful ornaments. You know those Christmas tree ornaments that, um, what was it, that movie, Repo Man? Was that actor Tracy Walter? Whatever happened to him? He was great. He was a really interesting actor. Whenever they'd repo a car, it'd always have a Christmas tree air freshener. And he says, every car we repossess has one of these in it. Well, this is a Twilight Zone air freshener. And it was sent to me as one of many Christmas presents from Kevin of Gotham City Comics. And I think I'm going to put it on the tree, man. Make things more festive. Gosh. What is this? Okay. It opens very easily, actually. Oh, boy, does it. Ugh. Trick or Treat Studios. Could you make this a little more pungent, man? It's going to stink. My wife's going to. Jesus Christ, what do they spray this with? Ooh, it smells like a urinal at like Penn Station. Uh, it's like put your face in the urinal and smell the deodorizer. That's all right. Where how many times can a man fall down before they call him a pussy? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. Oh, Justin is says 43,152 minutes, 29 days, 23 hours, 12 minutes. Do you have the page that gives seconds? I kind of like that. I know we're in the 2 millions. The other day we were still in the 3 millions. Oh my God, what's wrong with you? If we can just survive 29 days, man, but what are they gonna do to us in 29 days, man? What could they possibly do to us? I honestly don't really want to know, but I guess we're gonna find out, right? We're gonna find out. Nope. 2,589,100 seconds as of a few seconds ago. Not that we're counting. Does anyone have anything to say about Donald Trump? You're welcome to come on. The link is in the chat down there. I'll put it there again. Paste. As soon as I can finish this, let me make sure I've got the right Wi-Fi. Hold on a second. Ooh, there's news about Richard Speck. This. 24-year-old missing Forrest from 975 Brown Street, injured Saturday in a car motorcycle crash, died this afternoon at General Hospital. United Auto Workers Local 1293 has gone on strike against Bond Machinery Company on the Fall in a contract dispute. 18-year-old Andrew A. Starr of 1569 Lake Road, accused of 4 burglaries, has been bound to the grand jury on charges of breaking and entering. Akron weather in a moment. One of the chewing gum manufacturers reminds you to double your pleasure, double your fun. This is Gerald Turk, reminding you of another double which can mean money in your pocket. The double I, instant interest at Great Northern. Instant interest means you can make a savings deposit any day of the month and know that it has started to work for you instantly. It will continue to earn interest for you constantly, day and night at Great Northern until the day it is withdrawn. Have you ever missed out on a bargain or a good investment opportunity, waiting for the interest payment date on your savings account? Okay, we're listening to 1966, August 66 radio right now. That's why they're talking about Vietnam and Richard Speck. Another public body in mild with 20% chance of precipitation tonight, low near 65. Mostly cloudy, scattered showers, and 50% chance of precipitation Tuesday, high on the 80s. Other than UAKR temperature 78 degrees. Next to the UAKR news at 6. Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, we got water, we got some tamales, we have a new Christmas ornament on the tree. We He has been vilified by the media, not unlike yourself. You're talking about Donald Trump or Richard Speck? It's like, poor Richard Speck, he did nothing wrong. No, Richard Speck was not a nice guy. We have to admit that. I'm breaking trading. This Coke was half off. I'll get back on that. I know I've lost a lot of weight not drinking this foul shit, but today I was tempted. The camera's not straight. There we go. Well, what happened to that guy that was pretending to be a silent movie comedian? Charlie Chase. I think he said he had to go do something. Oh, Pauline Dell says President Trump's most charismatic politician I've ever witnessed in my life. I haven't voted in years until this election. What about Nixon? Just kidding. I always liked Nixon, but he wasn't a real super charismatic guy. But I don't think he's the criminal that they made him out to be. I think that was, I mean, obviously crimes were committed, and I think he had some knowledge of it, but that's nothing that every other president hasn't done for almost, far worse. They just didn't like him. Democrats were behind the Vietnam War. Kennedy wasn't for it. That's one of the reasons Kennedy disappeared. He was unalived. Um, what Pauline said is correct. It is correct. Yeah, there's I mean Reagan, no, Reagan was pretty great, but I never really got the sense that Trump's coming back like a vengeful angel with a flaming sword. And Reagan was, I never got the impression Reagan was going to make that much of a change in our lives. He was a great president and he was charismatic. I mean, he knew how to speak because he was a movie star in his previous career. Of course, Trump knows how to deal with people because he was a billionaire and actually did things in his life. I don't know what other president actually made such productive impact on society before they became a politician. Um, oh, they're playing Napoleon the 14th, man. I gotta turn that'll be. You imagine when you could turn on the radio and hear Napoleon the 14th, they're coming to take me away. That was a currently popular song. It's just like, that's fantastic. That's 1966, which was a perfect year, except for the Vietnam War. It was a perfect year. Culturally, it was a perfect year. Musically, comic books, although I hate to talk about comic books on this channel. Comic books of a little babies, little pussy babies. We don't talk about it. Pauline Dow says, what does she say here? Oh, wait, Meyer spoke first. No, Paula spoke before that. Paulo Costa says, you're back, I'm back, everyone else is back. Happiness. Meyer Greenblatt says, President Trump is both hilarious and lovable, and most importantly, feared by the right people. Pauline Dow says, definitely hilarious and lovable. We've got some people watching today, man. This morning, I guess people don't watch when you come on at 5, 6:30 in the morning. I, I thought I'd get a new audience of farmers, man. But yeah. Ugh. Oh, we've got to come up with some sign language, ladies and gentlemen. Like when someone comes on the show and I want to indicate to you that I think they're a loser, but I don't want to tell them that, maybe I can just kind of go like, We got to be like Masons. We got to come up with a some some way of talking. Like, say someone's on and saying something ridiculous, and I'll just go, "How do you do it, man?" That means I think this person is a pagan, or what's another way of doing it? Go, hey, sit on it, nerd. You're a nerd, Potsy. Fuck you. What can I get with this, man? I can make it rain, man. What can I do with just one? Yeah, uncool. Well, that's all it does. What are the other things? There's all these hidden things that you can do. I mean, okay, so this doesn't work. You've got to put your thumbs in to be Doctor Strange or an Aggie or some kind of stupid Satan worshiper. Uh, so there's this. Wonder no, how quickly can it change? Sky rockets in flight, afternoon delight. I can just do this all show. What are the other ones? Seriously, someone look up what can you do on an iPhone. Oh, Charlie Chase is back. I mean Charlie Clark. I'm sorry. Let's see what they're saying. She's saying definitely hilarious and lovable. Oh, talking about Trump, and then she says, "Ha ha 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 ha." ha. Gratu is hilarious too, and Charlie Clark says, "That clever. How to get background." Yeah. Are you possibly a recent immigrant to England, Charlie? Paula says, do V for do V for victory. It also does something. Well, to the greatest generation, it was V for victory. To the hippie generation, it was, hey, peace, man. Let's see what I can do. Oh, wow. I am not a crook. I did nothing wrong. I am not a crook. What does the middle finger do? I don't want to do that because that would be a bad influence, but does it cause anything to happen? What if you do this? Nothing. Sideways? What if you throw some yo yo yo? What are they? How they do the game? What about the sideways peace sign that all the youngsters do? Hey man, yo, peace out. Yo yo yo. Yo yo yo. I just almost bought this $13,000 comic collection, but it was not worth it. Yo yo yo. The different people you see that collect comic books on YouTube. It's like there's the guys with the gold chains. It's like I don't like it. What is that guy's name? Uh, what is his name, man? The guy with the statues. I would call him Statue Bob, and Kevin would laugh. What is his name? He's like one of the biggest guys. He was affiliated with Comic Book Tom or Comic Tom, but then they broke up. What was his name? He's the guy that buys all these $5,000 statues and has the strips and LED lights, and then all the omnibus books. What is his name? Jim Mint Collectibles. That's him. Yeah, someone. Last Avenger 85, Jim Mint. Okay, so they're like the urban cool guys. There's that guy. There's okay. Wait a second. Charlie Clark says that creep in background. The creep in background. That's no creep. That is a statue of our beloved leader, Joseph Stalin. Excuse me. Oh, two V's for confetti, one V for balloons. Oh my God. Jim Mint, yes indeed. And then there are the elves, the comic book people that sound like elves. I got. I need to shut up, man. There's the people that sound like elves and Rudolph that talk about comics, and then there's the. I, I need to just shut up. Okay, peace, man. Oh, oh yeah, balloons. Steve Ditko posing. Oh man, it did something before, didn't it? I swear it did something. Hey, hey, Mr. C. Probably this won't do anything because that's supposed to be bad, right? They okay. I forgot what two of them did. It did something. Oh, why did? How long does it have to stay on to get that? You got to be still. Oh my God. Do the elves, Mr. Spock. Do the Mr. Spock. Is that a new dance? No, man, because I'm thinking of specific people that sound like elves, and it'd be just too obvious, and I'll just piss people. All I do is piss people off, but it's okay, man. Not everyone can be perfect like me. There's Comic Tom. What a he's interesting. I just I don't trust anyone that started collecting comic books after 1980. I just don't. So you got to be old. Um, no, I'll take that back. Anyone that started collecting comics after 1990, unless they got into it from a grandparent and they never bought new comics, they only bought old comics. That's possible. There's young people that for the most part. Yeah, I got into comics in the 1990s. Really? Tell me you're brain damaged without telling me you're brain damaged. Well, I guess we could look at some comic books. I can't go upstairs until I stop this disc here that I'm recording. So, I'm sitting here for a reason. Let's see how much hell are people saying here? Last Avenger says, "You still watch Sticky Goose?" I never really watched him. I occasionally tune him. Actually, I kind of tuned him in. Was no, I haven't watched him in a while. He had some video. Someone apparently had taken clips that he showed. He shows off his comics from time to time to show, look, I'm a great collector. I have all the comics you told me that I should get, and he has them all laid out because he's got a lot of money. And apparently, someone stole screenshots of his pictures of comics and were trying to sell a fake collection on somewhere. It's just I didn't watch it. It was just from the description of the video. It says someone's trying to sell my collection. So obviously, it was a crook, and they took screenshots of his collection. So, what's up? I have anxiety. I need water. Oh, I have a whole bunch of water in the car. Are we out of water upstairs? I told you that I was down to one bottle. Oh shit! Shit troll on there bothering you. There's a troll bothering you in the job. You. Oh that. Oh that. Eradicate the thing. So you bring the water in. I'll bring it upstairs. That British guy? Who gives a fuck who it is? Get rid of it. I think it's Zora. Fucking GAY for life, bro. Hey, Moo. Yeah, this is. I got two more to bring in. Whoa, yeah, we have to. The other stuff on the elevator. Fucking people have something else to do. Oh, it's a store. Bye. All right. My wife needed water. I forgot to bring it in. What are people going on here? Yeah, no, as far as Sticky goes, yeah, he's pretty boring. Mumble. It amazes me you can't go 1 minute without talking about Trump. Yeah, Trump. Okay, yeah, my wife's right. You probably need to. Wait. What do I need to do? Where'd that fucker go? Okay. Oh, my wife put you. Can you please bring the water up here? I'm anxious and will need water. Okay, I missed that. Bumble. No, might get more people. Just saying. I don't want people, man. Ban user and delete their comments. So actually, I should have seen if he had more comments. Meyer says, is that definitely the crypto that we were getting? Looks like hot dog. Hashtag not my crypto. Yeah. Keep being amazed, dude. Probably can't say enough about Trump. Bumble ought to stumble right out of here. Even hot dog would have more bulk, says Justin. True, Justin Meyer. Paula says, I'm excited for the new Superman movie as I am about the Slovakian tax code. Justin, cute dog, but not crypto. True enough. Yeah, it's not the right breed for crypto. Someone said it's based on James Gunn's actual dog. He is not a humble bumble. And then it says Bumble was banned and had their comment. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I want to talk about Donald Trump. Why are you watching, man? Don't you have some Kamala Harris show to watch? Yeah. Yeah, we knew that we hadn't seen the last of Zork. He's back as a British guy and as the snowman. And using the honorable name of Bumble from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So blasphemous, ladies and gentlemen. Um, she says, I banned the other weirdo. What, the Charlie Clark or whatever? Yeah. I don't know, Ben. I'm not well liked on YouTube. That's the way it goes. And she says, cringe Air Force. There's a leftist grotto in the mirror universe. Well, yeah, I don't think so. Um, he's evil. Paulo says, mirror grotto moved to San Francisco and drinks tofu coffee. Well, crypto existing, but being kind of a smaller, shaggier dog, as opposed to crypto never existing in your world, I would prefer to have crypto, even if he's miscast. It's a cute dog. It's like saying Groot is the wrong type of tree. He was a cedar in the comic book. Uh, he's got the red cape. I'm sold with the red cape because there's not many other people in Hollywood that would say, yes, the dog's going to have a red cape. You don't understand how important that is to have a dog that flies with a red cape. And I see these younger people that say, oh man, it's like they're making this movie for 5 to 10 year olds. And I say, yes, because it's based on a comic book. And Superman comic books were read by 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 year olds, and even a few guys in high school that people kind of avoided. I didn't have any trouble with crypto. When comics went bad for me is when DC, and they decided, man, we got to get rid of these cringy elements, all these super pets and all this super baby and stuff. And that's, oh man, that's just too much. Let's get rid of all that and just in all these multiple Earths, all this science fiction stuff that Mort Wessinger brought in. No, let's just blow everything up and start over and have John Byrne do a bland new take on Superman and just get rid of all the cool stuff like that. Superman has a giant key that he opens the Fortress of Solitude with, and so you've got Lex Luthor looking menacing. You've got, I think, I can pick that trailer apart and say the collar on Superman looks wrong, that Clark Kent's hair is too shaggy. I see more things right in that trailer than wrong. mean, close up of Metamorpho, and it's like, well, yeah, if I really look at those drawings by Ramona Fradon, I guess he does kind of look like that. I mean, you take uh, these cartoonish drawings and turn them into reality, and I guess Metamorpho would kind of look like that. Um, I wouldn't use personally. I would not start with the that weird Green Lantern with the bowl haircut, Guy Gardner. I would have had Hal Jordan in that, but I mean, I can pick it apart. Uh, I choose to like that trailer. I, because like there's multitudes of people. Oh man, why is he wearing those red shorts? That's so ridiculous. Well, because that's what Superman wears. Maybe in the last 10 years, 15 years in the comic, maybe he hasn't. But that's traditionally Superman. It's uh, the way Pa Kent looked, I thought was a little kind of looked a little like a slob, but I kind of you kind of expect someone more distinguished like Glenn Ford in the 1978 movie, but I am going to reserve judgment, and I'm looking forward to that movie. James Gunn has never let me down with a movie. James Gunn has cringe moments where he goes a little too far. He likes to show close ups of butts, men's rear ends, unclothed, and seems like he likes to show close ups of guys in underwear or their crotches a little bit. I've seen that in Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. But the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, there were weak moments, and it's the second and third one. I mean, the third one had he really screwed up the Warlock. But other than that, the movie was fun. The Warlock thing didn't destroy the movie for me. It didn't. Most the average person has no idea who Warlock is, so they were just wondering why is this person in the movie. And to fans of Warlock, we were going, why did they destroy Warlock? Um, his movie Super was great. Never saw the Scooby Doo movies. He didn't direct them, he wrote them. Creature Commandos is okay. It's pretty good. I understand the Flash is going to be in an episode. He's either in the fourth one, or if he was, actually, I think everyone would be talking about. I think it's going to be a future episode. It's going to have the Flash, and in the last one last week they had Sergeant Rock and Doc Magnus from Metal Men. So I guess he's introducing characters. That means he may have the Metal Men in something coming up. Uh, my main problem with James Gunn is those old tweets of his were pretty creepy, but overall, I like what he's doing, and I want to see his take on Superman. He's got Jimmy Olsen in it. Jimmy Olsen was seen in Batman v Superman, and Zack Snyder had him shot by terrorists after about 5, 7 seconds of screen time. So, and he said, "Well, there's no place for Jimmy Olsen in my universe." Well, that's not my world. My world is of comics is a very different world, and I want to like crypto. Yeah, it's kind of a runty looking crypto, but remember this: when Superman meets crypto again, it was his dog when he was a teenager, when he was a kid, and dogs, even from Krypton, have a shorter lifespan. And when he meets Crypto again as an adult, as Superman, when Crypto comes back from space, I think it's in Jimmy Olsen number 29. And then he meets him again, I think in Superman 130, which is only like a few months later. But it's like, oh, it's like there were two returns of Crypto. he was old. He was getting old, and that could be the first. That may be the first time he's whistled for crypto since he was a teenager. Think about the poignancy. If it's played like that, that he's remembering as he's dying in the snow, his dog, and that's the whistle. This is making me tear up. It's such a. I bet James Gunn's going to go for this. If he is remembering having these flashbacks of his father, and having a flashback of the last time he saw Crypto, who went off into the stars, and imagine this. This is a great movie that maybe is not the movie we're going to get, but this is the movie in my head. And he has this whistle, and maybe that crash in the snow is Crypto coming back from space, and he's old looking. And he's dogs get old; they're all fucked up looking. And as I recall, what happens with Crypto when he comes back when Superman's, I think there's some kryptonite or something he's exposed to that makes him young again, or something like that. There's something, it was the Silver Age. They had this wonderful. Uh, that's what I love is all the crazy ideas they had. If James Gunn goes for the angle that that's the return of Crypto, because he's not going to have Crypto living with him in Manhattan, in Metropolis, which is supposed to be Manhattan. So that probably is what. Think of it that way. If you think of it from the comics, which is what James Gunn's going to do, that's a dog he hasn't seen in like 10 years, maybe 15. I don't know how long Kryptonian dogs live, but that dog was alive when Superman was couldn't even walk. So if he's like 26, 27, or 30, that's a real old dog. Because remember, Crypto was sent into space before Kal-El was. So if you think of it that way, man, it's not just I'm just whistling for the dog that's just hanging out. I think that's what James Gunn didn't do that. I hope he watches this show and goes back and shoots new footage and makes it that way. Anyway, what are these people saying? My eyesight's gotten so much worse since the summer. I can't read the comments from where I'm at. But then my wife's coming down, said they're trolling you. It's like I didn't even know. It's like shit. Um, what are these people saying? Oh, nothing. Is Superman Christ-like? Says Meyer. When his parents put him in the little rocket to save him, it looks like the Nativity a bit. It does, but it's really it's more Moses. You got to remember that the two guys that created Superman, Siegel and Schuster, were Jewish, and it's really you remember that Moses was put into the little boat and went down the river and discovered by a king, right? I think it's more the story of Moses, but you're right. The way that it's traditionally drawn with them over the, yeah, you're right. It does. He's always saving people, etc. Yeah, well, James Gunn's gonna go with that angle because I don't know if it's in the Creature Commandos yet, but there is a shot I've seen from one of the upcoming Creature Commandos animated series where it shows Superman on a cross and Wonder Woman on a cross. So that'll be the first glimpse of Wonder Woman in the James Gunn's universe is in the animated series. So you'll at least be able to see what her costume looks like. Um, and I think it's going to have. Seems like someone said it had more of an eagle than the double W's. Um, but the way the characters appear in the characters that appear in the cartoon are going to appear in live action films or TV series. If there's someone voicing them in the cartoon, that's the same person that's going to play them in real life. So one or all of the Creature Commandos could appear in a live action movie, or so apparently the Flash is going to appear first in cartoon form, at least the James Gunn incarnation. I'm interested in seeing. I'm not I'm in the camp. I want to see what James Gunn does with Superman. But But I'm always a little leery of James Gunn because I know he's on the other side. But I think he's someone that could. I prefer to think that his tweets, he was making fun of the people in Hollywood. Um, um, so, okay, is this tape of disc over yet? Ah, oh man, this is going to go on forever. Is this any good? I saw this on. I saw this yesterday. Some group now that some current group called. What is it? I hate having. I guess it's getting old. I guess that's what it is. I hate having to put on glasses all the time. It's something called Andrea and Mud, I think. It's some new group. Let's see. I think they're too obscure to give me a copyright claim. I'm just seeing what they sound like. Have you heard of Andrea and Mud? I think that's what they're called. Okay, here's music from December 23rd, 1966. It's a country station. Do I want to put that on? Or how about Meyer? Is there a station, still a station called KPEN in San Francisco? This is from January 23rd, 1967. Let's see what's going on. I got the Great Garloo blocking the remote control access. Okay, there we go. It's recording. Stereo 101, San Francisco. Stereo, it must be an early FM station. Oh, so it's going to be a music of your one of those stations for old people who were in reality in their 40s or 50s in the 60s. But so it's, yeah, the early FM stations were more catering towards older people. And then the album rock hippies got a hold of the FM stations. Oh, okay. I'll just let that record. I don't think it exists anymore. You should get that next change your glasses. That's officially declaring that I'm old when I do that. Yeah. See if I missed any comments. I feel bad. Like, what if that was just a guy from England that talked like a caveman? But I don't think so. The guy, I better safe than sorry, I guess. I know of a few viewers in England, but okay. Man, I got so much to do. How much battery power do I have? 77%. Okay. Oh boy, yeah. Frank Sinatra music is definitely going to give me a copyright claim. Uh, uh, I'm still working on cleaning up this mess in the living room. I brought all these papers in from the garage as I was trying to clear it. But boy, that air freshener really is powerful for that Twilight Zone air freshener. Man, oh boy, does it horrendous. Now this could be your crypto. What do you think? I bought this for my dog Daisy, but she wore it for about 3 seconds before it was off. That was not a good day. She did. She was like, "What are you trying to do to me, man? I thought I trusted you." So you remember Planet of the Apes, milk chocolate lollipops? I don't either. I these drawings of Bambi. I once had a student that was so all she drew were pictures of Bambi. It's Bambi Christmas time. So I saved them because I thought they were really good, but it was just she was completely obsessed with Bambi. Oh, look at this! I must have saved this paper when the day the Bronco Bull died. It says the day the music dies, the Bronco Bull. That wasn't its original logo. It was built in the '50s in Dallas, and I'll save that newspaper. That's where I saw my first concert. It was a spectacular entertainment venue. You'd walk in, and it was like when in the James Bond movies, when you go through Spectre's training ground and you go through, they're shooting at people with flamethrowers, and then they're doing all the, you just keep walking through till you get to the meeting room. The Bronco Bowl had you'd go through an archery range and every kind of thing, and then you'd go through the bowling section because it was originally mainly just a bowling alley. And in the back, there's a huge music venue, and that's where I saw my first concert, which was actually the Stray Cats with the Bus Boys. That was there's that darling pet monkey. How about that? Here's a school newspaper I used to put out. There's an ad for the Elvis Presley doll on the back. What is this receipt for? Yeah, article about the Donnas. They were a good band there for a while. Old pictures of myself before I had gray hair. From what year is this? About that. Shocking. Do they still make those translucent green plastic visors like old guys wore playing cards? or at the track. Yeah, I don't know. Myers says that was a solid look. Bolt line super high, garters to hold up your socks. Nice Bambi art, says Meyer. Last Avenger, you ever see the Cramps live draw too? Yeah, many times. Time my friend Randy and I think, yeah, we were on the front row, basically like right up against the stage, with Lex right over us, and he said it's like it's 3D. Yeah, of course it's 3D. It's real life. I'll be right back. Of course, there are no new comments. All right. What is up, Drew the dog? What I'm going through is a bunch of stuff that is what I used to make fanzines back in the old days. Little no, Drew, don't mess with that stack. That's my stack of my good stuff, man. No, don't mess with it. Come on, how dare you? So I would cut and paste photocopies of things. And, no, Drew, no. My understanding is James Gunn's going to play crypto like he's a problem dog that causes a lot of trouble. No, Drew, no. How dare you? How dare you? Son of a bitch. Goddamn motherfucker. What are you doing, man? You can call a dog a son of a bitch and it's not an insult, right? It's an accurate statement. Sure, why you have to F with me, man? Everybody's effing with me today, man. She laid down. like to use ads like this from old magazines. That's one of the first. The ads are really what I love most about old magazines and comics, honestly, because that's where a lot of the entertainment lies. How dare you, crypto? Crypto will eat cat turds to make them relatable. I, my understanding is he's going to be a real problem dog. That's what I heard. So astonishing. She's got a whole life of stuff here, man. It was going to get ruined out in the garage. I had to bring it in, and an emergency situation. And oh, here's a drawing that Joe Riley did that I used. Look at that. Joe Riley drew that. That was a separate illustration he did of Quisp, but I added to this. But he did this illustration of Kamen Rider, Ultraman. It's got Hedorah, Godzilla. I've got so much stuff that Joe Riley did that I should put together a whole little book of Joe Riley's art. Everything he did for me in my magazines. Just, I think that would be a great thing in his memory. Maybe I could have it print on demand and let people know about it in the Hypnotic Eye fan group on uh, Facebook. Not really to make money, but to just have his memory perpetuated. World's biggest life-size Beatles poster. And this was always a great ad. Grow two living monsters. Have twins. Just kidding. 1985. What is this? Oh, spend New Year's Eve with Devo. Special early show at 7. Door for ages 17 and up, and then doors open at 10, 21 and up. So they have two shows, one for kids and one for the adults. That's oh my, come on, how dare you? Hollywood never thinks that way. Not one time. Um, it's my resume from the 1980s. I was 21 years old. Oof. A lot of years ago, man. I guess I'll save that. Here's a 1991 first issue of 8-Track City from Big Bucks Burnett. Special Christmas issue. It's a magazine I did once called Sling Rave Corvette. And that's a drawing I did of Wonder Woman and Catwoman. I can do a drawing like that for you. And I'm trying to raise some money. Let me know if you're interested in it. This is 2005, my profile on, I was 40 years old on, what do you call it? MySpace. Wow. Excuse me. This is a petition trying to get the Logan's Run TV show on DVD. Someone had that at some on the counter at some comic store. Would you ever put together a zine again, maybe a best of omnibus of past publications? Yeah, I could do that probably someday. It's my old checkbook. It was had the Green Hornet on one side and M Appeal on the other. Giant noises of trucks doing something. Yeah. Anyone know a guy named Ed Shea that collects spook show posters? I was finding notes from him from eBay from probably 25 years ago here that he was I bought some posters from him if he's still around. This is a photocopy of a page from the Monster Times about superheroines. There's some photocopies of drawings that students did about. We were reading A Princess of Mars, so these are illustrations they did of what they were reading. So drawings done by sixth or seventh graders of Edgar Rice Burroughs. You've seen the Frazetta versions. Now here's that one's pretty good, huh? Look at the perm on John Carter there, and Deja Thoris got some nice makeup there. Oh, those are Tharks. Wow, that's pretty great. Yeah. These must be eggs hatching. They're pretending a movie's being made. Of course, years later, a movie was made, but I'm glad I'm finding all these. This was just out in the garage and was going to get ruined. So I brought it in quickly. My gosh. How about that? It's done by someone obsessed with Sailor Moon. Picture of my mother's grave. It's a time of year that it's great time of year, but for a lot of people out there, you got to remember they don't have family left. And it can be kind of a time of a little bit of melancholy. I sure would like to have that King Kong jiggler on the card. I have a T-shirt of this image somewhere. Just, I really wish they would have done a Barsoom animated series. It almost happened in the 30s, even before Snow White was made. There were Bob Clampett did a little demo reel for John Carter. It was just never made. You can probably, I'm almost positive it's on YouTube if you just type in Clampett, John Carter. It's just a few scenes. It just shows like John Carter riding along on a Martian horse, and it shows brief, sword fighting, and it shows John Carter of Mars coming soon. They were going to do an animated series of shorts like was done with Superman by the Fleischer Studios. Bob Clampett was wanting to do that. It just never happened. I saw that first on the Beatty and Cecil DVD that came out in the 90s. They showed that as an extra. This is that same girl that was obsessed with Bambi did this. Is this an original? No, that's a photocopy. Oh, wait. Is it? Well, yeah, it's probably a photocopy. Very talented artist. Here's a poster promoting the Marvel Barbie comic. I bet this is valuable to Barbie collectors. As I know that Marvel Barbie comic is now has some value to collectors. Didn't used to. Man, so many memories. I know I promised I'd go up to the attic and look at comics. I will soon. I just have this all over the floor here, man. I kind of want to clean up. Here's some comics. Apparently, I was going to do a comic strip called Cliff Ragnarok once, and I never finished it. His last panel's unfinished. That would have been mid 1980s. Some illustration I did probably for maybe I was going to do a painting of a pulp type cover. An old Christmas card. I should put it out and pretend like I have more Christmas cards to show. In fact, I ought to do that. I just have every card I ever had since the 1980s, put it out and make me feel like I've got family and friends. That's what I should do, man. Oh, this is cool. I've got this laminated. I need to put that up. Does anyone care about August 2008 posters for The Amazing Spider-Man? Is that a time period anyone cares about? Let me know before I lose that poster into this pile. Shit. This picture of an angel with a little cat angel. Apparently, this person liked to draw angels. It's like a angel of Wilma Flintstone. I assume Wilma Flintstone's in heaven. Wouldn't you think so? So how did people like Wilma Flintstone who were born before Christ get into heaven? And they say that didn't they have a place for the virtuous pagans that were good people but just happened to live, you know, before Christ? I think or something like that. And then they can work their way into heaven or something. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. Oh, season's greetings. The Incredible Hulk #1 from 2008. That's not the Incredible Hulk #1 I know about. There's a flyer from Party City. Trying to figure out what time period, probably the 1990s. Brilliant. I'm walking. Oh, yeah, but I'll be out in a few minutes. Brilliant artwork by the kids. Just in comics are for sissy babies. Real men look at Bambi drawings. Meyer Greenblatt. Party City sounds like a cool place to live. Yeah. See, so I was joking earlier, doing a voice saying comics are for sissy babies, and see, apparently, they got people butthurt about that. Um, Although I may not be able to understand how, understand his humor. I don't know. It's located in Foodland. Party City is, yeah, a city in the country of Foodland. Man, I don't know about that. I think I may have to move that air freshener. It looks like the fortune teller machine from the Twilight Zone into the the other Christmas tree. It's it's getting a little piercing in here, man. And I'm gonna have my wife's gonna come down and watch a movie later, and she's gonna complain about the smell. Uh, Better get that moved. What is this garbage? Oh, I see. More garbage. Oh no. Boy, this I'm not going to get a copyright claim for a Barbara Streisand song, man. What is wrong? Turn this off. Well, trying going through papers of your whole life for the last several decades and see how you feel. Okay, so now I get the and I smell it out here, man. It's like a nightmare. It's like a piercing, horrible mint smell. Yeah. Right now I'm trying to get this house nice, and then I'll be doing some nice Christmas specials over the next few days. But first, I got to get through. I gotta make the place nice. Hey, has Pinup Palmer done a Christmas special yet for this year? Has anyone noticed? Maybe she's not going to do one this year. Maybe that was a one-time only thing last year. Oh, someone's trying to come on. Good. All right. What's up, Meyer?
Hey, ho, ho. What's up?
Not much. I have this. I just had cardboard boxes filled with clippings and papers that weren't sorted, that were in the garage, and I was trying to move things out of the garage, and I stacked it up all on that little platform that I was using as a stage in the garage, and then it just stayed there from the summer on. And then I noticed, oh, moisture's getting to some of the paper, so I brought it all in and plopped it on the floor over here, and I've been going through it, seeing what I'm going to save. And I've got these
Oh,
plastic tubs I got at Dollar General. I'm sorting it through, and that's what I've been going through. It's
okay.
mostly the clippings I went through to make the fanzines I made and the magazines I made with students that
Yeah, I think
were,
that's all great stuff. It's cool stuff.
yeah. And so I don't know. It's
Well, I'm just getting in right now.
yeah, I guess I don't know if
What's that?
I don't know if this is a snarky comment or not. Comics are for sissy babies. Real men look at Bambi drawings. I'm not sure how to take that because I
No,
think,
no, that's a joke.
okay. Well, I'm used to snarky shit from people, so I'm got my hackles up, or whatever the stupid expression is, but ready to ban people
Oh yeah.
because this is not a happy show. This that you don't comment here. You don't come in here, man, and think I'm gonna laugh at your comments. This is uh this is where you come to be depressed, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm excited about Donald Trump. I haven't mentioned him in a while. And please unsubscribe if you don't like Donald Trump. We've got too many subscribers. We got up to 780,
Let's see.
and that's the most I've ever had. But I'm sure by the time I end this, I'll have at least two or three fewer. It's usually that's I guess it means that you're being successful.
Trying to. It's just not going to work that well. I guess I have to use the
Oh,
tripod.
what are you up to here? Let's see
I
what
have
you're
this.
up
I've got a big Hot Wheels setup going, but I think it'll go better with the tripod. Hold on. Let me
to. Yeah, it could be, but it
you can
still looks
see
good,
it.
man. That's fantastic.
But yeah, so yeah, I got the Hot Wheels out.
Yeah.
Check out the tree and
Oh well.
everything.
Oh man, you're like almost fully moved in. This looks fantastic.
All right, let's see what we can do here. Let's see.
Is it out for kids to play with it that are coming for Christmas parties or for yourself?
Both for myself and for my
Yeah.
my adult son and my 5-year-old grandson.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty spectacular. It's like Christmas morning 1973 there.
Let's see if I can get it.
That's the way to do it. Is that do people actually get physical items as presents anymore, or are they just like codes, you know? I mean, like video games that don't even exist in your hand. You
Well,
download them.
my kids do get physical items. My grandson loves Hot Wheels. He loves toys. He plays with toys. That's what all this is for. I mean, it's for me, but also it's for the kids, especially for my grandson.
I saw at the supermarket a minute ago. I saw monster truck Hot Wheels with giant tires. I've never seen that before. Maybe it's always existed. I thought the thing about Hot Wheels was the distinctive wheels, but when you put monster truck wheels on them, then are they really Hot Wheels anymore?
So this is Hot Wheel remote control Tesla Cybertruck. I want to try and get like maybe some American flag to go on it, right? But it's remote.
That's
It goes
seriously
forward, back, steers,
they,
and it's
they made a
exact
hot,
same size as a Hot Wheel car.
so it's not a Hot Wheels car.
It is a Hot Wheels car. It's made by Hot Wheels. It's a Hot Wheels remote control car. It's not the
Oh,
same as a
okay.
Hot Wheels. It fits on Hot Wheels tracks. So this track you're looking at that can go for a regular Hot car that push around or goes through the charger thing that makes all that noise, like
Yeah.
that thing in the middle to make the cars go around. They'll fit on there, but also these remote control fit on here, and that's what this is here set out for. Is I have 4 of these remote cars, one for everybody. So both
Oh,
my
so it's
son
almost like
and me, we
slot
can
car
all
racing.
race.
It's slot car racing then.
It is like slot car racing. And the cars even work on an old slot car racetrack that I have. They'll can run on that too, and you can pass and everything.
Oh, that's great. So they're actually made authorized Hot Wheel cars of Tesla cars.
Yeah,
You're a
that
little
one.
choppy.
They have that one, and they have another one too, which is the little one. They have the truck and a regular Tesla.
Are these pretty expensive?
Pretty cool, fun.
Your Wi-Fi is a little choppy today.
Yeah, I noticed that. There's a storm right now.
Oh, wow, that did it. Does it?
Yeah, it affects it. The storm, when storms come here, it really affects my connectivity.
Hmm.
Plus,
Well,
I'm
we were
up in the
successful.
mountains, and I'm in the mountains, and I'm in a valley at the same time. So it's like I'm in a
Yeah.
valley that's surrounded by mountains.
Yeah, I know on Bonanza they were always complaining about their Wi-Fi connections in some of those episodes.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
At least
So yeah, you know
pretty
from the
pretty
show.
often. Oh boy, man.
Yeah, they would
So
have Hop Sing up on the roof of the cabin, holding like pieces of foil. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, shit, I gotta flip it upside down.
Did you say you were having a Christmas thing tomorrow, or is that someone else saying that? I don't remember.
Oh no, we're having it on Christmas Eve.
Oh, I
Christmas Eve will
forget who
be.
was telling me Sunday they do something. That might have been someone at work or some.
Okay.
Well, I wonder if Kevin is besieged with tons of customers. He was thinking he
Saturday.
might be. Yeah. Well, Saturday before Christmas.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah, it could be a busy day. Hopefully, it'll be a busy day for him.
Yeah. Here's the link to come on if anyone
I've
wants to
been
come
watching a
on.
lot of Christmas programming and listening to a lot of Christmas music.
Yeah, I'm trying to listen to Christmas music, except I'm waiting for this disc to finish. Then I'm going to put on some Christmas music and then Either go to the basement or the attic. Oh, wait a second. Gotham's in the chat. He says, "Did you already show the Matchbox pirate figures, Meyer?"
Not yet, but I will in a second. Yeah, I haven't gotten to that yet. That's the next thing. I got a package yesterday. I received a package yesterday from Charlton 66.
Oh yeah, I hope he's watching, man, because I haven't. He seems to have dropped off the face of the earth. I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah, I'll show you in just a couple minutes. Hang on, I'm in the middle of something else. But yeah, so he sent me a mitten box action figure from 1974.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's
Well,
incredible.
someone could drop a message to Charlton to tell him to tune in. That'd be cool. Maybe he's at work. I think he might be working today.
He's probably working. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Forgot.
So we have this. I discovered this. There's a gas station here that has like a kitchen. So it's a gas station that is almost like a dinette inside. There's a counter, like with a
Yeah.
where they cook food in the morning, and then it is typically all gone by like 10 a.m. every single day because it's so good. But I tried their fried chicken, and I'm telling you, this is gas station fried chicken that is it's incredible fried chicken. It's the fried chicken that maybe somebody brings to a picnic that they made at home or something is how I would
Really?
describe it. Yeah, like it's the breading is none of it is processed. Like all the burritos too. Like I think I told you I had a brisket burrito from that place, and it was just brisket and homemade refried beans inside of it with cheese, and it was like a belly bomb and a half. It was just lard. It was incredibly good, but it was all homemade stuff. So now I understand why it's always sold out. Like at 10 o'clock, 10:30 in the morning, just about all the food is gone. And so I'm like, wow, that's wild how everybody comes in the morning and buys everything up. But that's how they do it. I guess they cook at like 6 or 7 in the morning or maybe earlier. And then everybody that comes in early, construction workers, lumberjack type people, they all hit it first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
But that
That's
fried
kind
chicken
of
was amazing.
yeah.
9 pieces, I think, for $11.99 too. So it was like $1 a piece, $1.10 a piece, which is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
It's probably half what they charge at KFC or something. I don't know. But it's kind of weird buying food that you're going to eat and take home or just eat that's right from it. It's a gas station, and there's no bone about it. It's just a gas station.
That's cool. Yeah, the gas station I go to is real big with a grill. Well, I mean, it has pizza and hamburgers and all day long.
Yeah, like a nice place, like a convenience. This place,
It's more like a nice place. Yeah.
yeah, this place is like a non like not a chain, like not a, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's a trip.
And they have donuts too. I forgot about that.
So right now, there's a new video game out right now that is an Indiana Jones game, and just came out about a week or two ago. And I've been watching some people on YouTube that I watch play video games. I've been watching this guy play that game for about the past week.
Yeah.
And this new Indiana Jones game is really good, Ken. I mean, like it's like better than the last two movies or something like that. So like all the voice acting, all the gameplay itself, it feels like it's going to rejuvenate that property. It really does. It feels like it feels like it's an extension of the first movie in a way, or maybe it is, I guess. Um, but it's really accurate, really well made, open world video game where you are Indiana Jones, and it's gonna get people into Indiana Jones that maybe have never even seen the first movie. I mean, young people like gamers and
Yeah.
stuff. So it will definitely help that property, I
The only
think.
problem is you can't rejuvenate Harrison Ford. You'd have to find another person with the same personality and
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
think people, that's why it works in the video game world, because it's all virtual. So it
but you
just
could find another actor. I mean, it's been done with James Bond, with other
yeah,
characters,
I agree.
Sherlock Holmes.
They could do it.
Uh, but they want to keep making movies with an older and older, and it just doesn't make sense.
Well, they
I
want to replace the old heroes with their own heroes, so they don't want to
right.
have a James Bond type character that stays forever young, or Peter Parker. Like, look what happened to Peter Parker. They don't want that sort of thing.
What happened to Peter Parker?
They replaced him multiple times with all different versions of him. He's the Spider Verse now. It's like they're barely
Oh, right, right, right. Yeah, I
so.
guess so. I don't know anything about what's going on now, but I am aware of that.
He is Spider Man. Miles Morales is Spider Man. I don't know who's
Right.
Spider Man.
Yeah. Well, I don't accept any of that. But um, right about the time I started reading Spider-Man is I think when Spider-Man started to get weak. It's the stuff from before that I love, the Ditko and Ramita stuff. I
Have you ever heard of a store called? This was a store from the '70s, maybe the '80s. It was called Beano's. Benos. Beano's.
no.
It was kind of like um, a step above Kmart, if that makes sense. It
Okay.
was like the building that it was in looked like a Kmart building, and even the interior of the store, the way the store was set up, it looked like a Kmart. Anyway, this store was in Placerville, California, when I was in fourth grade. So I was 9 and 10, 1974, and that was one of those stores where I would go with my mom and she would be buying stuff, but they had a pretty good toy department. So in this toy department is where I would find a lot of stuff, and I would ask her and she would buy it for me. So it was in that toy department that I first saw this. It's so choppy, man. I'm gonna have to go real slow. I'm sorry.
Okay,
So
now
this
let's
is
see.
what Steve from Charles.
Okay.
This is what Steve sent me. This is a Fighting Furies figure from 1974 from Matchbox.
Okay.
When it was brand new, it looked just like this. This is Captain Pegleg. This is the one he sent me in. I mean, it's perfect condition. This figure has lots of little things that usually get broken and lost, like inside of this peg leg down here. It opens up and there's a treasure map rolled up inside there. And on this finger, his pinky finger, he has a ring on his pinky ring that always gets lost and is always gone. Um, Everything is here. Little knife that he throws is also inside of here. That's usually always gone, and all the paperwork is inside of here too.
So he sent you that in the package, that particular one.
Yeah, from 1974, and the box is like pristine. It's in perfect condition. Look it up,
Did he
beautiful.
tell you the story behind how he acquired it?
I didn't ask him. I don't know.
Yeah, I never saw that in my life. I never knew that existed.
So Matchbox made these two pirate figures called Captain Pegleg and Hook, and each figure came with a little comic book inside of it, like a little instruction sheet, little adventure booklet type of thing, telling you about their motivation and their personalities. These pirates are heroes; they're heroic. And so there's the two pirates, then there's 6 accessory packs, and each accessory pack also comes with a comic adventure along with it. And then there was a mail-in offer for an exclusive figure called the Ghost of Captain Kidd, which is a figure that the whole figure is made out of glow-in-the-dark plastic, and he has like a skull ghost glow-in-the-dark plastic face. And they're expensive and hard to find, but Kevin and I were talking about it last night. Kevin found one that's for sale right now. So this is what it looks like in the box. This is the one that Steve sent me that's great, that's amazing looking, but I have one that is not in perfect condition and doesn't have the original clothing. This is the one that I have, and he's missing the thing on his peg leg, so I actually have another spare boot on his peg leg. And this is all the clothing from one of the accessory packs. I think it's called the Captain Blood Adventure. So what's cool about these figures, they're about 9 inches tall. They have lots of accessories. Like, see this little pewter mug that he has? That's part of the accessories. This is the other figure. His name is Hook. He's a real unusual, really cool figure that has this ponytail, this rooted like ponytail on the side of his head.
On the side of his head? That's weird.
Yep.
It's more like a genie to me.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Got this tattoo. He's got this. Here's the.
Wow.
So yeah, both figures. One figure's missing a hand, and one figure has a peg leg. And they have this. There's a gimmick to these figures, and the gimmick is that they have these arms that will throw knives and swing swords.
Oh, cool. That's pretty neat. That's good.
And they come with these cool swords.
Kevin just says it looks like a toy store in there.
Thanks, Kevin. Oops. Anyway.
No, that's pretty cool. What is that, a rubber band that does that? How is that activated?
No, it's like there's something, it might be a rubber band inside of here. It's the action feature. It's got a little button on the side of it right here that you push.
It's just cool that it still works after all those years.
Yeah, they these real sturdy figures. And then let me show you some of the accessory packs that I have. So a few years ago, when I was getting back into this, I found a seller that sold me these 3 accessory packs. One of them was in perfect condition, still sealed with the plastic still over the front. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
The One-Eyed Sailor Adventure. See, look at all these cool little accessories that go with these guys that I showed you that you could put on. And then on the back gives you an idea. So inside there's booklets that are illustrated. And this is showing all 6 of the accessory packs, and they're really pretty well illustrated. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then she also sold me 2 that were damaged, and they were really cheap. So they came completely squished and totally damaged, but all of the pieces, and so there was no plastic over the front of them, but all the pieces were still here for these other 2 adventures. So I got the Hooded Falcon Adventure and the Captain Blood Adventure, which was the coat and outfit you saw on peg leg. But there's tons of little accessories, like these keys.
Oh, neat.
And a working compass. And this little book with a secret compartment in it. Lots of weapons. Like, look, this really cool rifle. Pistols. Multiples of these little pistols. This cool little bandolier of ammunition. A spyglass. A falcon. Oh, this is a nice knife too. So it's cool. All the cool little accessories make it fun. And then inside each adventure has this little booklet that's pretty well illustrated.
Yeah.
And it's something that Matchbox did for a really short time. It was something that they were. Look at see shows you how to. Where's that sword at? He must have it around his. I don't know where it is. But it's cool, and it makes you kind of wish that Matchbox had done some other stuff in the same way, like some Western figures or medieval figures or Vikings. It would have been cool.
Yeah.
But maybe they're at this point they're kind of emulating what G.I. Joe had done with the Adventure Team. I'm trying to think of what other toys, what other action figures came with booklets like this with adventures, accessory packs that had comic books that went, that came with the parts. I would say Hasbro's G.I. Joe, right?
Yeah. The Aurora model kits for the superheroes had little comics with them. At least the
Yeah.
70s reissues of them did.
So yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, cool. I think that might be partly inspired by the Disney Pirates of the Caribbean model kits, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, let's see. So it was 74, and pirates really weren't that big of a thing. I'm trying to think. You know what was bigger was the Three Musketeers because of those Musketeers movies. But I'm
But
trying to think of
I
what
never
other.
saw any. I never met anyone that saw one of those movies. I knew they existed, but were
Oh, I
they
saw them.
popular?
Oh yeah, they were very popular. We saw them when they first came out as a family with Michael
Yeah,
York and
yeah, yeah.
Richard.
I know who was in them. I just
Yeah, we saw them.
and then there was the Four Musketeers the next year, and
Yeah,
but somehow that wasn't something I ever saw. They were pretty good, huh?
yeah, I enjoyed them as a kid. I was probably about 8 or 9 when I saw them. I'm trying to think of what pirate, what was in, what would have convinced somebody in a marketing room at Matchbox to decide on a pirate line. Interesting.
Only maybe their childhood pirate. They like pirates, and they thought maybe kids might like them again. I can't imagine because it just doesn't seem like a very 1970s thing. Pirates, and then you're marketing them as heroes, which means they must be going up against some really evil countries and kings for the pirates
That's
to
what
be
I thought was
heroes.
weird. They're marketed as heroes. Look at there's a 25-cent price tag on this. It was marked down from 50 cents to 25 cents. This accessory pack, the Hooded Falcon Adventure.
You think in 400 years they'll put out biker figures as heroes from the 1960s with chains and hypodermics and stuff.
Yeah, it's weird that they chose that, but they're really cool figures. I really like them. They're
No
real.
one's ever
Go ahead. What?
no one's ever made biker action figures like Hell's Angels biker. No one's done it. And they're probably afraid to have Hell's Angels show up at their door. Where's our money?
Right. They didn't make Godfather figures either, did they?
Yeah, yeah, I guess not. Even now, there's still none, even for the adult market. No one's ever done them. That's interesting. There's some money in that. What if someone did like a Peter Fonda, Hell's Angel, Wild Angels figure, or what about from Easy Rider? The two guys from Easy Rider.
Right. What
Um,
was that? They could have an Altamont Speedway 2-pack, right? So you could like you could have it could be a play set, the Altamont Speedway play set. So you could have two angels stomping out some hippie, right? 3 figures in a play set.
well, yeah, I think the time is right. We ought to start our own toy company, man. Make biker figures, mafia figures, criminals of the ages.
Yeah, I think a Bohemian, like a Moloch Bohemian Grove play set would be cool
Place.
too.
Oh, what a brilliant idea, man! See, that's the kind of thing National Lampoon would have done if they were still around and still there were minds like that. What a great idea as a cremation of care playset, man.
Yes.
You imagine if someone put that out, how horrifying that would be to the elite that go to it. It's like their kid gets a toy of the sacred ceremony they go to. with a bunch of other guys every summer or whatever. Imagine the commercial for it. It's the cremation of care, far out. Man, I'd like an Alex Jones action figure. That would be cool. Did you see that Alex Jones video game that came out about a year or two ago? That was
Yeah,
hilarious. I've got
everything
it.
is funny. I mean, he's similar to Trump in that he's a combination of wisdom and humor, and he's it's like a double-edged sword. He's a funny guy, man. That
And
Alex.
he's like a combination of everything I've always enjoyed. It's like I used to like Howard Stern, and Howard Stern, I swear he was fun. I swear if I put on those old recordings that he's still funny on in the 90s, but he stopped being funny. And it's just like I was thinking about earlier. It's like when did I forget that The Simpsons comes on every Sunday evening? When did I? Because I was always there, waiting to watch it. And at some point, I'm thinking, is it still on the air now? It might be.
Howard Stern, yeah.
No,
Well,
well, yeah, I know he is. I'm thinking about The Simpsons.
oh, The Simpsons? I don't know.
Like at some point, it was something I watched every week, and at some point, I just stopped watching it. And I guess the writing got weak. I don't even know when it happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I stopped watching it too. I think a lot of people did. So I think that the internet, had a big effect on how people watched television, and
Yeah,
people used to turn on Fox like religiously on Sunday night, right? For a long
right.
time, for decades, to watch a number of shows like The Simpsons, Cops, In Living
Yeah,
Color, X-Files, whatever. They were really, but people stopped doing that once they had the option and ability to choose
yeah.
whatever they wanted to watch whenever they wanted to watch it. So then at that point, the only way that like the Simpsons or Futurama or Family Guy, the only way that they were really hanging on towards the end, in my opinion, was on the coattails of the NFL. So because the NFL happened on Sundays, right? And so they would
Mhm.
push this new Simpsons episodes coming on after football tonight, right? That sort of thing. But then
Mhm.
now even that has stopped happening. I don't even see those ads anymore for the Simpsons. So I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But people consume media much differently now. And so, other than the people that are 70 years or 60 years or older that are leftists, they still do it the same old way.
I remember the first season The Simpsons was on. I think I think I would record The Simpsons on VHS to watch it while I watched on another television this Elvis show that was on at the exact same time. There was a show about the young Elvis Presley, and they had a guy that really looked like Elvis. They changed some of the story. I think they took Tom Parker out of it. Something's pretty significant like that. But the guy really looked like Elvis. He was the guy that played the love interest in Hairspray, um, the John Waters movie. Um, I don't remember his name, but yeah, he really looked like. It would be interesting to see what that actor looks like now. Maybe we would know what Elvis would have wound up looking like if he'd gotten older. Um, yeah, I forgot about that TV show, but I remember there was a conflict that there were two shows on I really wanted to watch. Scott, I need to get those two comics from you in that wacky package. Were you saying it was $30? And how would I do that through PayPal? Um, I've got to figure that out because I never actually bought anything from you. You just sent me a present, but I never actually purchased anything. Oh my gosh, what am I looking at? Oh wow, it's Vincent Price.
Yeah, it's not bad. So this is like this Vincent
It
Price
kind of looks
figure
like me.
from
Wait, get
Edward
get it closer where it's the same size as my head.
from Edward Scissorhands. It looks pretty good.
It looks like me. Hold on. That's horrifying. Uh, Maybe hold on. Let me put my hand. Oh, hold on.
He came with this. He came with a
God
case
damn, I forgot.
present. He came with
Shit.
this present, and when you open it up, it has Edward Scissorhands' hands inside of it, and it's got
Yeah, I forgot he was in that movie.
Johnny Depp's arms.
I like that movie, man.
Yeah, me too. I like it too. Yeah,
So
so I think it's a Christmas movie. Isn't there Christmas parts in that movie?
I
And he
don't
gives him
remember,
the
but it seems like he used to work Christmas into all his movies, didn't he?
yeah, I
What
think
Christmas was part of the second Batman. It was
yeah, I think it's
part
what
of what
I
else did
think.
he make?
Well, that part of it might have had to do with the fact that these movies were released on Christmas or around Christmas, right?
Sometimes, or they'd be released half a year before Christmas, so that when they came out on VHS, it would be Christmas, and then they'd have a Christmas theme.
Oh,
It's
you're right.
like Batman. The
Yeah,
second Batman was Batman Returns, and it came out in the summer, but then by the time it came out on tape, it would be Christmas. That may have been why they did the Christmas. Who knows? Uh, but I wasn't aware there was a new Grinch movie. I think from right before the pandemic that's computer animated. I knew that they'd done this one with Jim Carrey, which I've never seen, and then I was forced to see this new one, which I thought was horrible. So instead of Boris Karloff, you've got some rapper narrating it, like Tyler the Creator or something like that.
that's
And
about.
then the you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch is like half rap and half Danny Elfman or some Tyler the Creator or something. It's terrible.
No, I haven't.
It's not
I
an
didn't know
improvement in
that.
any way over the Chuck Jones masterpiece.
I guess there's a Willy Wonka movie too that I haven't seen. It's called Wonka. It's like a
Oh, a
child.
third one.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I have
I've-
heard that.
Yeah, I've been
Um,
past. Um,
and yeah, Roald Dahl didn't even like the first one. You imagine how much he would have hated the last two,
yeah.
because the Oompa Loompas apparently in the book were racial stereotypes. They were like little pygmies. I
Yes, they
think
were.
they were natives, and so that was changed to the original for that reason. I don't know, man.
Yeah, they were from an impoverished nation that Willy Wonka found in his travels. Uh, yeah, and um he liberated them somehow and brought them to the factory.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's the like a colonizing theme.
yeah, man. Mm. This disc finally finished. Well, you have anything still on the way to you from anybody? Any packages you're expecting?
No, just a couple gifts still coming in for people, but everything's done, so I don't and yeah, coming in. I don't need anything other than Captain Pegleg at this point. That was an awesome gift. I've got some DC figures out on the table because I just picked up this Joker figure that's really nice.
Oh, let's see. What is it's hard that window
Yeah, I'm
is
gonna go fix the window. It's from The Dark Knight Returns. Is that what it's called? Is that what it's
oh,
called? The was done
yeah.
by Frank.
It's based on his art, Frank Miller.
Yeah, it's a nice figure. I've been passing on it for a long time, and then I saw it on sale for $10, so I picked it up. He
Yeah.
doesn't come with a rifle. That's a a Rambo rifle, but it's a nice
Oh,
figure.
okay.
But
I was thinking.
yeah, he doesn't come with that. He comes with this crappy little knife. But so I got some DC figures out on the table to to play with my new Joker, and I got this Superman figure out that's pretty new Superman, and
Yeah.
I think he's real biblical looking, kind of. This a lot of times when they do these new Superman figures, they almost look religious to me.
Yeah. Just the expression on his face.
Yeah, the expression on his face, something about the whole thing, like I don't know, he comes with this flight stand, so he's levitating. He's very benevolent.
Hmm. Oh, I see what you mean. It looks like a statue in a church.
Yes, yes, there you go. That's it. It kind of looks like some iconic uh artwork from when they would do he just all he needs is like a little halo behind his head like Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah. Well, I just finalized this disc. I found a disc I'd recorded on partially, and then I finished it out. It was I'd recorded some music on it at some point, and then when I finalized it, it has the dates. And December 29th, 2014, I recorded something 12:33 a.m. and then December 3rd, 10 years later, and December 21st, almost exactly 10 years later, I recorded the last tracks on this disc. So, oh
That's cool.
well, something else.
That's pretty random.
Yeah.
Is there any do you know what was on there from 10 years ago, what you had recorded?
Well, it was music. I just found a spindle of discs that some of them I hadn't finished recording because I must have gotten a new spindle and then I forgot about finishing some, and now they get finished when I have some idle time. Uh, so I'll probably write 2014 to 2024 on the disc. No, it wasn't 2019. It was 2014. What am I thinking? I had some ear checks.
What kind of Christmas music did you used to listen to as a family? What did your parents listen to? Like what was the Christmas music at your house when you were a kid?
Well, I don't remember them playing Christmas music, but there's Christmas albums the family had that were bought before I was born. Um, but I don't remember them ever being put on the record player. I don't think my parents ever really did that. Um, but what I've been doing is listening to a lot of Seaberg Christmas music, and that Kmart Christmas music's fantastic. If you ever listen to that,
I do. I listened to both of those that you were
Chip
talking about.
Creep Napalm's here. He says Superman has a lot in common with a certain religion. Only son sent to Earth, has Earth parents, and an all powerful savior for the human race.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, well, I think he's more Moses than he is Jesus.
Yeah, I think that he was supposed to represent the Messiah, right? Somebody who we don't even know, I think was the idea.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Well, definitely. You think, well, maybe people are reading too much into what these teenagers created, but the fact that they use El, which is means God, Elohim, and all that,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
it's they were thinking about that. That wasn't just a coincidence, but that just maybe something they picked up at the synagogue. Uh,
Yeah, he comes from the heavens and he has adoptive human parents that take care of him and raise him as
yeah,
a regular person up until it can't be hidden any longer, apparently, kind of.
I mean,
Yeah.
but that's grafted onto John Carter, which is you know the leaps tall buildings in a single bound. The jumping, the strength that comes from, and the red cape comes from John Carter. then Edgar Rice Burroughs gets the red capes from the Greek gods, so it's like everything goes back to some religion,
It was
Yeah,
it's an American mythology. Is what it is. This is a
yeah.
mythology created by these two children of immigrant teenagers, basically, right? Is that
And
what it
and
is?
it's really interesting to see the arguments on Facebook between these people that are Zack Snyder followers and the people that are James Gunn followers. And I now that I think about it, it's very much like the arguments between Protestants and Catholics. It's like between they're it's the same, they're worshiping the same God, but they have arguments about how it's like, you shouldn't have statues in your place of worship. Or in this thing, why does he have red underwear on? That's wrong. Well, because he's always had red underwear. No, he shouldn't have red underwear. That looks silly. That's something from the 1930s, the way wrestlers, strongmen dressed. And they said, well, why does he have the stupid dog? That's for little kids. That's like making a movie for 5 to 10 year olds. Well, comic books are for 10-year-olds, you motherfucking idiot. It's like, no, comics have always been for adults. Then why does my spinner rack say, hey, kids, comics? It's like, it just goes on and on. And people are so devoted to Zack Snyder. And Zack Snyder it wasn't all shit. Man of Steel was a pretty shitty movie. It had some nice effects. I didn't like the way Superman was portrayed. Batman versus Superman had some nice effects. There's some cool scenes of Batman fighting. It's just that's just not quite the Batman I know. That just I don't know, that's killing people and shooting people. But he had great, especially when they had the director's cut of Justice League, and it's like the way that the Amazons shoot an arrow into the air to summon. It's like there's some really cool stuff that he does. Some good casting, some casting not as good, but overall, he's got this dark vision of how superheroes should be presented, and that doesn't really agree with mine. And so I'm looking forward to James Gunn, and I'm just thinking, okay, yeah, Crypto looks a little that he's not as noble looking as he is in the comic, but he's also supposed to be an old dog. We'll see how it's handled. I'm optimistic. The things I it's James Gunn seems to be more accepting of newer stuff than I am, which I think most people should love that because he's willing to embrace the newly created stuff. And it's really not that new. Like Guy Gardner, I just got ordered from Kevin yesterday a facsimile from 1968 of the first Guy Gardner. But to me, Guy Gardner is more of a 1990s thing. And everyone says he's great, but I've never read a Guy Gardner 19, I call it current 1990s stuff with the bull here. People say that's wonderful, but I never tried the jokey Seinfeld Justice League or whatever it was supposed to be, or everything. And people say it's wonderful, and it probably is, but that just wasn't my Justice League. Did we talk about this before? Have you read those?
I've read some of it, and I didn't really care for it. The same with I remember that Guy Gardner guy. He's kind of like the smart aleck, if I remember right.
Well, that's
Like
what I understand, but he looks so stupid. That haircut.
I just never. So there's so much other stuff that I liked more that I didn't have time to read stuff that wasn't that interesting to me. So to me, Justice League at the points that you're talking about, that people love. I was really into Marvel at that time. Like I wasn't
Oh,
read the
right.
only DC that I would even read would be Warlord, and that would be it. Like I didn't even want to because Marvel took up too much time. I was too involved, and I didn't have enough money to buy more comics, and I
Yeah.
liked what I was, you know. So that's just basically it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That was
preferred the
the
DC
80s.
that
Was
was
that the
still
80s with that Justice League I'm thinking of? Was that
Yeah,
right after
yeah, I would say
Crisis?
the 80s. You know what I liked? I always liked Superman and the Legion of Superheroes when I was a kid, so I
Yeah.
bought them too. And it wasn't because it was also Mike Grell. It was because of the stories. I liked the stories in
Yeah.
both Warlord and Legion of Superheroes were like the what I enjoyed from DC. And then
Right.
what I would buy from DC as a kid in the 70s and in the 80s would be the giant size reprints of stuff from the 60s.
Right.
And yeah, and like the Baxter paper reprints of the Neil Adams Green Arrow,
Yeah.
Green Lantern. I read those. I bought those.
Right.
But
Right.
mostly I stayed away from current DC comics because they just the none of it looked interesting to me at the time.
Sure.
There was
Yeah.
other things that were more interesting that I had to read.
Yeah. That's true. Um, well, anyway, I don't know anything about Guy Gardner. I don't think I would have included Guy Gardner in the Superman movie. I would have used Hal Jordan, but apparently there's a TV series that's in production with Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern that everyone knows from the TV cartoon. And I don't know how is he back from the Neil Adams era, the African American Green Lantern?
Well, he was. I That's where he premiered. John Stewart. Yeah, I would say like
Okay, John Stewart. But
comic,
I
drawn by Neil Adams. I think. Yeah.
right. But I mean, I've never. When did he come back to the comics? That was just
I don't know. I've never even read a comic with John Stewart. I think,
that's
unless
so.
it's
It's
like a Justice League animated series comic from the late '90s, early 2000s. I
yeah. I
didn't know.
only
I wasn't even familiar with the character until the cartoon brought him into play.
that's kind
So
of how I am. It's just like I just don't. I just know the Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and the Golden Age one. I'm like a Rip Van Winkle. I don't know all the new stuff. And when the Batman movie is made by James Gunn, it's going to have this Batman with a son, and it's like I don't know anything about that. That to me is not something that's not my whole world. I don't know anything about that. I
well, sometimes new stories and new stuff is good. Um,
Yeah, but
it's
calling him Damien, isn't that a little cheesy? I mean, because his mother was kind of evil. I mean, can't you come up with a better name than Damien? That's
I
too
know.
cliched, evil sounding. Because the Omen movies, it's just I wouldn't have gone with that. It's a little too obvious a choice. But then I don't know. Maybe the mother was a big fan of the Omen.
I read the comic. I got the graphic novel like last year. I liked it. It was good.
It's good. Well, then
Batman
maybe
is
I should
coming.
try it. I just
And I the reason why I try different things at different times uh just has to do with it's out of my control. So what happened was is like a couple of years ago or a year ago, I bought a action figure that was really cool, and it was like a Damian Knight action figure, and I was like, who is this guy? This is like Batman's son, but he's Robin, and he looks kind of cool. He's got this the art design was cool. So I bought the
Mhm.
figure. It was a really cool action figure. So I wanted to read the comic. So I bought the graphic novel after that. So it's like
Yeah.
they got me with the toy, you know.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's like the way that they used to get you in the old days, like you know.
Ship Creep says, I love the new Superman trailer. It gave me the same chills I get from the original Superman with Christopher Reeves. Chris, Christopher Reeve, yeah.
Yeah, the opening to that trailer is definitely a callback to Christopher Reeve
Yeah, well,
in the
it's the,
beaten in the snow. Yeah,
yeah, and the electric guitar version of the John Williams music.
I really like the blue. Okay, the lighter shade of blue of the costume instead of it being the dark blue that we've been seeing. Finally, they're giving us like a Silver Age color, right?
Yeah. Um, yeah. Um,
What's up
it
with the
might
S?
take a little getting used to the mound of hair on Clark Kent's head, but
Yeah, and I
I
was going
mean,
to say the S is different too, isn't it? Isn't the S different?
the S is the Kingdom Come S. Yeah. Um, yeah.
I'm surprised no one has made a meme yet. I just thought of it just now because you mentioned his hair. I'm surprised. Somebody must have made a meme with that CEO assassin's face in the new Superman body, like a Photoshop. Because
Oh, does he have? He has hair
all
like
love
that,
that
doesn't he?
Luigi. They love that Luigi kid. So yeah, it would be funny if they did because it kind of fits. He almost looks like him a little bit, like you'd make Luigi the new Superman.
Is that the new style with young people? Is that kind of permed hair? I guess.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it's permed with either one of those guys. I think that's just natural curly hair.
Okay. I know there's some soccer players that kind of have hair like that, and
Yeah, that is
um,
a style to like shave the sides if you have curly hair and leave it long on top, so it gives like this mushroom, broccoli,
yeah.
celery stalk appearance. Yeah, that's popular. That's a thing.
Well, I think this movie's kind of set in the '70s, uh, kind of like the 1989 Batman. It was kind of halfway set in the '30s, even though it was modern times. The cars and everything
Yeah, I got
were.
that too.
Um,
There's flat screen TVs and computer monitors on the desks, but there's like this yellow filter to make everything look like it's kind of nicotine soaked, like the '70s, right?
yeah, and the way people are dressed, and I
Yep.
think that's what a lot of young people watching the trailer were kind of put off by, but older people understand what they're going for. Uh, they think, oh, it looks cheap. It looks like a TV movie, and it's because they're used to seeing those old '70s movies. As yeah, they. Oh well, we'll see.
I think that there's a possibility for a renaissance because of the decline of art and media so
Yeah,
drastically that and I say this way I say this and I feel this way because I have younger kids because I have children that are in their 20s and um and so I got two sons and two daughter-in-laws and those young women they're open-minded to consuming old things because they've been exposed to enough of it that they recognize quality. Like
mhm,
Judah's seen Taxi Driver and she's 25 years old, that sort of thing. So, and she's not
yeah,
an anomaly. There's plenty of 25-year-old women that have seen movies of worth that predate them by 40 or 50 years at this
yeah,
point. So there's a possibility for a renaissance. So like she's the one who told me to watch Mrs. Maisel. Her
right,
Simon and Jude watched that whole show and told me, "Hey, Dad, you should watch this marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It's a really good show.
right,
You're going to like it." They both love Mad Men. They've watched Mad
yeah,
Men multiple times, and these are kids, and so
right.
um, they appreciate old things because new things suck so much.
I think yes, I think there's a possibility of a renaissance in everything. I really do. As far as the pendulum has swung so far one way that I think it could swing back real hard the other way, and I think because of Trump. It was really much more of a landslide than we know. I mean, they were cheat. They were trying so hard to cheat to win that. If it was honest, it would have been an insanely probably every state, and and that's why they're getting scared, and they're like all the networks are starting to they're starting to say, whoa, we need to pull back, and uh, I think that kids have been pushed so far by everything they're being indoctrinated with that it's only natural for them to swing back. And then once Trump's people get in there, once Bobby Kennedy's actually able to communicate with people and explain how we've been fed poisons for decades, and they knew that they're poisoning us, and I think people are gonna get upset, and I think that maybe movies and comic books and every other kind of music. Maybe get a change, and I'm hoping. And oh, you got a card too. Cool.
Yeah, yeah, I did.
That's excellent. That's wonderful of him.
Yeah, super thoughtful, really cool.
The
Very
first Christmas card I got. That's so great.
me as well. This is like the first Christmas card I've gotten in years, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the feel. Yeah, man. Oh, so
It's like a toy store, I guess. Kind of.
yeah, man, it looks great. Let me get the better layout. Yeah, it does. Imagine a toy going into a shop like that.
It's not finished yet, but it'll be done pretty soon. You guys, it'll look way better when it's done. It's kind
Yeah,
of it's not really.
yeah. You got some blank spots like over the window and stuff.
Yeah,
It
it's
need
not.
to have a sheet of. I don't know how much they'd allow you to install shelves into the wall in an apartment, but
I can do it. Yeah, I've thought about it. But yeah, it's not even close to being finished or finalized. None of it. This is just I'm still in the process of moving everything that I want in this area out to this area and then organizing it. This is just kind of everything place sitting at this point, but I got to get more stuff that's taller and up top to utilize the height with the highest and tallest toys is what you have to do.
yeah,
And then I have to figure out, I want to have it so that on each of these shelves, these top ones, maybe this here too, I want to have a couple of these shelves set up with complete open play sets on them. So the shelf will be taken up by a play set up like one of these.
yeah. Your internet's better now, by the way.
Good, good. These are pretty cool. I've showed these before. This is something new that Bondi came out with, I think maybe last year. This series of kaiju, Safubi kaiju, that are in this cartoonish, like baby Godzilla form. They're really cool.
Yeah, Kevin showed me yesterday on a phone call, video call, a Hedera. A smog monster he just got that was really cool. That came from an egg or something.
Oh,
Uh,
I'd like to see that.
yeah, if he's able to come on, he probably could show you.
Oh,
But
he's busy. Yeah,
oh, I imagine he's busy, so he
yeah,
may
he's
not be able to
busy.
come
I
on
just
today.
realized I looked at the time and it hit me again that it's Saturday and it's afternoon and yeah,
Yeah,
right.
but it's the yeah, Saturday before Christmas. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Well, I ordered the that biography of the guy that does Monster Bash magazine. I can't wait to get that and read it. Did Did you see that? Were you on when he showed that?
What was it? Oh, the
Well,
book by the Monster Bash guy?
yeah, yeah, about
Yeah,
his
I
childhood.
did. I saw that. This is weird. So these were figures that I don't know if these were sold like out and about or if you had to buy these like at Disneyland, but this was made by Marks,
Uh-huh.
has a little Marks stamp at the bottom. And they did all the major characters and it's a bendy that has cloth clothes. And it's from the 60s. And this is like predates us. I never saw these when we were kids.
No, did he really have that thin arms in the cartoon?
No, they all look like this. All the
Oh,
characters are made in this form because they're bendies. These are bendable.
oh, okay.
These are little bendable arms. See?
I see. Yeah, he's
And then here's another bendy. This would have been one from our childhood. This was from Dr. Doolittle, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
He has cloth clothing too.
Yeah, they were thinking that was going to be a big hit, and it wasn't. So I remember they had a lot of toys made, but
Yeah, there was a push me pull you that came with this, or that fit him, which was the llama that had two heads. These legs. So I loved everything about these figures except for these splayed out leg design thing. I just couldn't stand this as a kid.
yeah, I think my Cornelius has a leg where it's separated at the knee, and the only thing holding his leg together are his pajamas. I'm pretty sure, but I might be wrong. I have more than a few Mego figures that have legs like that.
Hey, I was talking to Kevin last night. Do you remember the Mego Knights of the Round Table? Do you remember those figures? They were really nice. They had
No,
plastic armor and helmets.
no, I just remember the knight figures from Aurora, the model kits. But
So
no,
Mego came out with this line of knights. I think maybe there were like four of them. I had two of them. I had Lancelot and Sir Galahad, and they were both really nice. The Lancelot was a better figure, but they had these. So they had the body suits with the snap on the back, but they were made out of this material to make it look like it was chainmail. So it was like a shiny silver, and it kind of looked like chainmail, and then you snapped the armor over the top. But they were just Mego figures. This would have been, I got these in seventh and eighth grade. So it would have been 77, 78. It was towards the end of Mego when they did these nights.
yeah, okay. Were they 8-inch tall ones?
Yeah, they're exactly the same as all the other Mego bodies, the same bodies from the time period with different head sculpts and this armor and swords. They're
You don't have any?
there's like King Arthur. I don't have any anymore. I wish I still did, but they were really, that was one of my favorite figures, was that Lancelot figure. It's a real good figure.
So does Kevin have some?
We were chatting last night. He didn't know they existed, and we looked them up. He looked them up.
Yeah, I don't think I remember them either.
Yeah.
I may not have paid attention to them because they weren't superheroes.
They were good. And it was towards the end. It was like towards the end when we were aging out of toys. It was like, you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
was only buying certain cool things, and those are ones that I saw that were cool.
yeah.
You remember right around that same time period, it would be possible to go to a toy store of a certain type and find old stock on the shelves. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Like I can remember in 76 or 77 going to this store in Placerville, that Beano's, where there would still be, like, they still had the brand new GI Joe space capsule that hadn't really been released for like a number, like 2 or 3 or 4 years. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The they were like, there was still a lot of stock that was out there, and also Marx figures, like the Marx Vikings. I remember when I first saw and bought that Viking figure by Marx, that was the Viking with the beard and the black, everything, the black accessories, the big 12-inch figure. That was like
Mhm.
seventh or eighth grade, but that figure hadn't been in production for a number of years. Like, now
Hmm.
I know that, and I'm like, wow. So there was a lot of old stock that was still out all around the country that was still being sold. I guess, I mean, it's the same now. It just seems weird
Yeah,
thinking back then that there was all these old toys that were still out there.
yeah. Well, I got toys I know in about 1970, 71 that I know are like the talking GI Joe I have.
Mhm.
That's much older. I think that was a couple of years old when I got it. My parents probably got it at the PX, and the
Yeah,
Hasbro Cookie Spookies. I think those came out in 68, and I was getting them as presents about 1970, 71.
right.
I'm pretty sure they're dated 68. So,
Yeah, I had a couple of those. Like, I think I had one of the ones that you have, which was the ghost that had a clock around his neck.
yeah.
And
I
I think
lost
I
the
got it
clock,
in 1970. That would have been like 1970 when I had that. So
but I think they were a couple of years old at that point. I don't think they
yeah,
sold.
yeah. So I think there was a lot of old stock floating all over the country, and so it was
Yeah,
just being, and it was probably marked down in prices. Would explain why our parents were probably buying it or something. Maybe I
yeah,
don't know.
right. Yeah, there was. I think I was in the hospital. I don't know what I was sick with, but I remember, they said I had to stay, and and my parents left without me, and I stayed in the hospital room for a few days, and then I think that's when they brought me the talking GI Joe.
Oh wow! Did he have the flocked hair and the beard?
No, I've got him in the other room. He just,
So it was the older one with the hard plastic head, the original, the
yeah.
first talking GI Joe guy. That guy.
I guess that's why I know he was a few years old at that point. There's got to be somebody on YouTube that has a working one that lets you hear everything he says. There's got to be a video somewhere where you can hear all of those things. You
Yeah,
get dog tags, you'd pull them, and you'd pull it to a certain length, and it was the string had color markings, so you could kind of figure out about how far to pull it for him to say all the different things. I remember one of them was enemy planes hit the dirt, and one of them was machine gun fire. And then, of course, he had holes, like a circular pattern of holes in his chest, which was the speaker for his voice to come out of. But you could
right.
pretend those were like bullet holes. Man, I tell you, Instagram, they have people with accounts where it's just people being shot multiple times. It's like they let that stuff up, but if you put a picture of Shemp Howard up, you get in big trouble because they think it's Hitler because there's a shadow under his nose. But they'll let people put up videos of gang shootings and drive-bys and cars going out of control and people burning themselves to death. It's like that's okay, but we don't want to have a picture of one of the Three Stooges on our platform. It's insanity. I'm listening and pricing out a collection of modern comics.
Who's
Yeah,
that?
but is that the collection that has that Justice League buried in it? The that you just got? What do you
Who was
got
that,
here?
Kevin?
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, he says he's
So I
listening.
can't fix this Japanese soldier, so we're gonna turn him into a Christmas ornament.
Oh well.
It's kind of probably in bad shape.
The platform broke. Yeah, I've got the same guy, and the platform is kind of bent, so it's hard to make him stand up because he'll want to fall forward.
Yeah, it's so broken that
Yeah, I
he's supposed to
see.
go like this,
Right.
but he won't stay anymore. So I'm just gonna have him hanging from the tree.
That's good. He's missing his left hand, but you showed
Yeah,
him the other
he's
night.
missing
They
the left
and this,
hand and the samurai, the little bayonet, the little bayonet.
could you get a scalpel or something and create a new knife bayonet out of the base and glue
Yeah,
it
probably
on,
could.
be the right plastic, and maybe
Yeah,
you could even sculpt a replacement hand out of the.
yeah, and
I
try
don't
and
know.
figure
That
out a
might be
better way
hard.
to fix him to a different base or something. I have done something like that before,
I
where I
think
had
the idea of making him a Christmas ornament's great. I just wish he had his knife because that's more Christmassy. Or maybe have
so
him
he can
holding a
argue that.
Christmas branch.
I was thinking having him in the branches and everything, and like from a distance, instead of you don't even look at him. I wasn't even thinking about him being a Japanese soldier. I was thinking more of it like that suicide forest in
Or
Japan.
he's like an elf. Hey, could you
Yeah,
give a close up of? He's the one wearing the glasses. Could you give a close up of his face? That's hilarious, man.
yeah. So we got a hook for him. So we got the loop. Now we put the hook.
And then Kevin, there's also a couple of All-Star comics in that stack. I think near that Justice League. But you'd price those for me.
Let's find a
Oh,
spot.
we got to get a solo layout for this. Kevin, if you've got more of those trick or treat air fresheners, leave them in the package, man. Don't take them out. Trust me on this. Uh, they should call them air defresheners. But I've got one on my Christmas tree, but it sure is something.
We put them over on the other side where there was a blank spot. I had a lot of these Ultraman figures that still had the little plastic hooks on their backs and still had the cards on them, so I turned them into ornaments. They look pretty good.
Oh, okay.
There's a little miniature Superman lunchbox.
Oh, yeah. I just remembered I've got things that are Christmas ornaments that I haven't used as Christmas ornaments uh, ever. Like I have from Hallmark, like I have a vintage Wonder Woman from the 1940s that it's made to look like the way she looked in the comic in the 40s. The figure's not from the 40s, but I
Oh,
never
see,
thought about
he looks
putting it on
pretty good right there, doesn't he?
Yeah, it does.
See, look, there's a little baby Godzilla right there, or a baby Rodan. That's Rodan hatching out of an egg. And then here's some of these little old, like blown glass ornaments, like the ones that Chip Creek had, those new ones that are made to look like horror and monster stuff. Those are really cool. Those big ones that he
Yeah,
had.
those were really good.
Some of these are from my parents when they lived in Germany. A couple of these are, this one is really old from like Berlin in 1950 when they lived there.
Ooh, 1950 Berlin. That was not
Yeah, look
long
how
after the
crazy
war.
it is. Yeah, they lived there for a couple of years right after the war before my dad went to Korea. That's where
I
they were
bet
at.
there were still a lot of buildings in rubble then, or
This one
vacant
too.
lots.
This is an old one too, these grapes. And then a lot of these Hallmark ones, my mother gave to me like over the years. Like, I don't even know when she gave me this flash. It would have been like in the 90s, probably sometime. And this Goofy too. She gave me this Goofy too. It's real nice.
Oh, yeah.
And then down here, check out how I've got a little scene set up down here. I have Han Solo is looking for Luke, see?
Oh, yeah.
And I've got some stormtroopers here. And then over here on the back side of the tree, Luke is upside down in the Wampa Cave.
Oh, wow. That's pretty creative.
Oh, look at this guy. And there's a Lone Ranger lunchbox.
There's a guy on YouTube, a comic guy that looks a lot like that last guy. I saw him the other night.
This guy?
Yeah, that does not look like a lot of kind of looks like me. What am I talking about? Uh, oh, yeah, yeah.
Can you believe it worked again?
What is it? What,
The Egyptian god Kek. The god of memes.
Oh, what
Little
did he
Keck.
do?
I mean, a little Keck statue. It's a
Oh
little
yeah.
statue from the old days, from like 2016, from right after Trump won. Remember?
Uh-huh. What does it say on it?
It doesn't say anything. It just has an Egyptian ruin of a person looking at a computer monitor.
Oh, I see.
See? And it's Keck.
I never quite understood the whole Keck thing. People
It's
would,
kind of it's meme magic, I guess is what I would describe it as.
because I've seen
It's
people say Keck, 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 Keck. I thought that was supposed to be like Popeye laughing.
so at the beginning, that's what if there's I don't even want to talk about it because it's so old, but at the beginning,
Yeah.
Keck was lol. So
Okay.
Keck and lol were the same thing. Keck was just a different version of lol, kind of, but then Keck became something different
Oh,
entirely, and it became a fictional slash historical Egyptian frog god, and then it
okay.
became a fictional country called Kekistan with a fictional flag called the
All right.
Kekistani flag. It was all a giant troll that probably originated from the hacker known as 4chan.
Right.
Um, that's where it all came from. My youngest son was really into it. That's part of why it exists in my house. I have
Yeah.
a couple. I have Pepe the Frog T-shirts as well as these Egyptian Keck T-shirts because my
Yeah.
son bought them and gave them,
Oh, I
and
see.
because I still have them. They're like a piece of history now. A
Yeah.
Pepe the Frog T-shirt is like a piece of history now, and it's kind of funny. It's interesting. It's a neat thing that happened.
Yeah.
As well as like this guy over here. That's why Harambe is standing next to Dr. Lulil. This Harambe figure for a long time, as in a sarcastic way, I used to have that that frog statue and this plastic gorilla used to be up in my house the way that my mother had Jesus and John F. Kennedy up, right? You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
the corners, I would have the frog in that corner and I'd have the gorilla over in this corner, like it was some sort of a religious thing. You know? She
Hey,
also
where's
used
your?
to have a little statue of the Virgin Mary with a magnet attached to the bottom that was always
Oh,
on her dashboard, right?
right. Right.
And then every time she started her car, she would bless herself before she drove, right?
Oh.
And I remember one time, probably about eighth grade or something, picking up us from practice or something. My mom picks us up. The first time this friend of mine is driving in the car with my mom, and she does that thing where she blesses herself, and he looks over at me like, and it was for the first time in my life I got the joke. I was like, I realized he's like, what the hell is she? Are we gonna get? Is your mom a really bad driver? He said something like that as a joke. I got the joke. I was like, wow, I never really thought about it that way before. Why the hell is she blessing herself every time she starts the car? She's expecting that she's going to need to be saved by God. But yeah, that's what she was doing.
Where is your red ape? Is it in this place of honor in the new place?
The
Or
what?
that red ape that's from your childhood that you
Oh,
replaced?
he's over the sink, so I get to look at him every time I do the dishes
Oh,
every morning.
okay. I knew he'd have a place of honor.
Yeah, this is what I look. This is over the sink right now. See, look, there's another Harambe right here next to Atom Bomb.
Oh,
This is like a little mini Harambe. They used to sell these at the zoo for like $1 a piece, but they probably don't even. Who knows how much they cost now? Probably $5 each. But that used to be at the San Francisco Zoo. I don't know where did this Frankenstein come from? What is that from?
give me a closer look. His head seems real big in proportion to the body. I
It
don't
is.
know. It almost looks like something that came from Jack in the Box, but it's not exactly
I'm
the
not
same.
sure whether it is a
No, I've never seen that. That's pretty cool. The head is real big, and I don't.
He stands really well, and it's made of like solid vinyl.
I don't know, but that's cool. I definitely like one of those things.
It
I,
says, that's weird. Looks like it says Xenox movie on the back. 2005. Let me look at that. XONEX movie archive incorporated. Zonex movie archive incorporated 2005. That's what it says on the bottom.
yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what came from. I don't remember where I got it or what the story is about it. This dollhouse is pretty cool. It needs to be all set up as well. One of these shelves is going to have this dollhouse in it for my granddaughter, but this is like a complete. It's got everything in there.
Oh,
Full,
that's a real classic one.
yeah, full dollhouse from about 1965. It's got everything too. It's starting to rain. Wow, look at it outside, you guys. It's 12:30.
You mean because it's kind of dark?
Yeah, it looks all dark and it's foggy too. So there's like there's clouds in the valley like on top of us, and then it's just kind of pissing rain and it's dark. It's just
Yeah, I'm gonna
usually not,
go. I'm gonna go up to the attic. I'm gonna walk by where she's
but it's not.
working. So let's
It's
be let's be
not.
let's be real quiet for a second until I tell you to talk. All right, we can talk now. I got to do some work up here in the attic. I've got a lot of comics to file.
Oh, look at this caveman that's getting ready to smash Bambi in the head. That's just also random. You just happened. I didn't put that up. I mean, that's been up there for a long time. You just showed the Bambi drawing. There was the comment about Bambi, and now look at this. Okay.
Yeah.
Then over here is this death figure that I've had for a long time that I
Right.
really don't like. I don't like it that much, but at the same time, I have to keep it now that I have it because it'd be a terrible gift to give anyone. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Is it the death from the DC Comics?
No, it's the death from the Family Guy cartoon.
Oh, I couldn't make it out. Yeah.
Oops. See. He was voiced by the actor and comedian Adam Carolla. It's pretty funny, actually.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of now that I'm 60, it's kind of I don't know how much I like this figure. I still haven't stopped smoking. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, this landing craft just got seriously hit. Look at all the casualties inside the back of that landing craft. It's a shit show. You know, I was listening to someone else like
Hold on.
maybe last night, and I could have swore it was like, or it was probably a day or two it was the same topic that you had talked about and brought up, and it was the idea of how can on a dust mote, how can they have Jesus on a dust mote that's on like a far off planet or something? They have Christmas, right? Remember how you're talking about the Who's? How can the Who's be Christians, right?
Oh,
With the Grinch, and right? How could they be having Christmas in Whoville when it's a tiny little dust mote on another planet or something? So someone else was talking about that after you had already been talking about it. And then the other thing too was, how can the Flintstones have a Christmas spectacular when the Flintstones takes place BC, before Christ? Like, and we're just like, how could is Wilma in heaven? Is Wilma
oh,
Flintstone in heaven? Right? How
oh,
is
yeah.
Dino also in dog heaven? He's not even a dog. He's a dinosaur, but his
All
spirit
right.
is dog.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all true. Um,
Real low power on my phone, so I have to keep it all plugged in between the intervals. I have the Hummels out on the table too.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think my wife's on a lunch break. I think I'm going to go hang out with her and then start another live stream later when she goes back to work.
All right.
So, um,
Merry
anyway, if you want to come on later, you can. I think it would be good for me to hang out with her.
Yeah,
Um,
man. Enjoy it.
because that job takes a lot out of her. Man. Anyway,
Well,
let me
Merry
see here.
Christmas. Merry Christmas to you guys. Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right, guys, I'll see you later on. I'll probably do another live stream within an hour. Take care, everyone. Bye. See ya.